Hey everybody, it's Beth. Today I'm using this cutting board that I got from Walmart, and I'm painting that with sage colored chalk paint by Folkart, and I just gave that full coverage. Once that is completely dry, I am mixing some plaster color chalk paint with a little bit of water, just a tiny bit to thin it out. I dip a toothbrush into that paint and then take the handle of a paintbrush and hit it on the backside of the toothbrush, splattering the paint forward. I do this process on the entire cutting board. Next, I'm taking this little stencil and some pixie spray. Those are both from Amazon. I spray the back of the stencil with the pixie spray, gives it a light tack so it stays in place. And then I'm stenciling on the same plaster color chalk paint, just giving that 2 coats, drying it in between. Just very minimal paint on the stencil brush. I remove that, dry it completely, and then fill in the gaps left by the stencil just with a really small paintbrush. Next, I'm taking these snowflakes. I get them from Amazon, just putting several of them on the remaining part of the front of that cutting board, adding some tacky glue to the back of them with a paintbrush, and then placing them down. And I do end up switching out one of the snowflakes towards the top just because I didn't want too many of the same design right next to each other. After I have all of the tacky glue on the backs of those, I use my heating tool to make sure those are all fully adhered. Next, I'm taking this twine I got from Dollar Tree and hot gluing it to the back side of the cutting board at the bottom of the handle. I then wrap it around, hot gluing it on the sides as well, just to make sure that that bottom piece stays in place while I continue wrapping it up the handle. Once I have it completely wrapped, I just hot glue the top of it as well. And then take another piece of the same twine and tie that towards the bottom of the handle and make a couple of knots. And I'll be hanging some beads on this so it'll pull down that piece, so I end up hot gluing that so it stays into place up with the rest of the twine. On one part of the twine hanging down, I put on 2 white beads. Those also came from Dollar Tree. Once I get the placement of where I want the beads to be hanging down, I just make a couple of knots below those beads to keep them into place and then cut off the excess. On the other side, I just do 1 bead. That is it for this project. Thank you so much for watching.